Well, good afternoon, everybody. Early evening on the East Coast. 3:30 here in Minnesota for today's third game of pool play in the SGP Invitational for the Lake Effect Elite. It'll be the Florida Selects versus your Lake Effect Elite. We are back at Eden Prairie, the big rink here at Eden Prairie. A beautiful facility, 3-rink facility here that includes also a community center. As we get ready for the third game now, this will be the third game for your Lake Effect Elite. It is, I believe, the fourth and final round robin game for Florida. As with 9 teams in the division, everything gets a little jumbled up. Florida currently 0-2-1. Getting a tie earlier today. They get the same team we caught, I believe. As I wiped ketchup off myself, I had a hot dog and discovered I dribbled ketchup down my shirt. So get the stain stick ready at home, Jen. Now, of course, line up on the goal line to do the starting lineups here today. So right now the standings, Lake Effect with 1 point they're the only team who's played 3 games, or 2 games. So this will give them their third. A win here would vault them up the standings. If they win both today, which will certainly be the goal, if they can win both today, then they would advance to the playoffs tomorrow. 2 wins and you are in. Anything else and you leave it up to fate. Starting lineup for Florida Select.
Number 47,
And the Florida Select starting lineups for you there. Now on to the Lake Effect Elite, sponsored by Power Edge Pro. And the Squish Tender getting the start here in this one. It'll be Braden Lee, the defenseman, number 2. As well as Big 88, Danny Foster. McMahon will start it forward. As well as Dylan Feller. And Denny. And the rest of the Lake Effect Elite head to the line. And we're ready to drop the puck here in Minnesota. Minnesota, the state of hockey. Self-proclaimed state of hockey. We are about 15 minutes down the road from the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, home of the Minnesota Wild. Had the opportunity to tour the Vikings Stadium earlier today. Beautiful facility there, U.S. Bank Field. Certainly a nice, beautiful downtown area here in Minneapolis. We'll get ready to drop the puck. It's Lake Effect in Florida. Basically playoff hockey. Win in advance here. Face-off will be won by Denny back to Lee. He'll gather the puck, Snapping it cross ice for McMahon. He sends it immediately over to the other side where Denny will skate into it. Carrying around one, finding, and holy guacamole, what a shot. Alex Denny with an absolute missile. Short side. And we are 16 seconds in, and Lake Effect leads by a goal. I mean, they won the draw. Denny wins the draw back to Lee. They go cross ice with the feed to McMahon. He sends one off the boards. Then he skates into it, drags it around the defender, and sends a missile. Short side ear, right by the ear of the Florida goaltender to make it 1-0 early on. A good start. This is the first time they've gotten the first goal for Lake Effect as McMahon drives in. He's joined on the rush by Foster as they get a line change in behind. A rolling puck avoids the stick of Castengay, and they'll come around with a heavy shot. The squish tender kicking it out. Now in front for a clear by Castengay. We're back out the center, so good scoring chance there for Florida Select. They get a shot down low. Squish makes a save as Braden Lee weaves in. Knocked off the puck before he can get the shot through. Lake Effect will set things up. Reichert along the wall, trying to go down for show. Does it knocked away, and back comes Lake Effect, standing him up, and we'll get a penalty. It'll be Reichert headed off for an interference on the dump in, and he held the rushing forward up. So an early goal by Lake Effect, but now an early power play for Florida. Florida answered with a scoring chance right away and then a centering pass that was cleared by Castengay. Bedoin will gather it in behind, and it'll be chipped up off the boards by So out the center. 2-minute power plays here in the SDP Invitational as round one, and the shot goes off the glove of the squish tender behind. Good save there on a shot from the top of the circle. Couldn't quite squeeze the puck, so we'll battle in behind the cage. It'll be Bedoin, leaving it on the opposite side. Reynolds defending. Reynolds allows him to peel up high. Castengay waving this. It couldn't quite. He does dislodge it, and So gets the puck on his knees, clearing out the center. Love the hustle. The hustle play there. We'll get, it looks like Shank and Foster on. And Foster will whack it up and kept in at the half wall, but finally cleared by Shank, no ice. We'll get the remainder of the line change here. Oh, Castengay still up on the forecheck. Lead the remainder of the defensive line change. It'll be Lee for Lake Effect as a spouted about puck is gathered in by Castengay. Short-handed here, he'll drag to the middle. Carrying all the way across the offensive zone. Some short-handed action here for Lake Effect as Castengay gets it down in the corner and tick, 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 tick goes the clock as he pins it against the boards. Castengay holding it there as he kicks it free to Shank. Shank feeling it right off the wall. He's got a missile of a shot. Can he get it released? He just couldn't. It's knocked away, and back comes Florida Selects. Great stick by Lee to disrupt. Shank will get to the puck and fire it in deep. Bouncing puck in behind will be gathered in by Florida with 17 left on the man advantage. They turned back by the forecheck of Shank, and they'll set things up again. One final rush here for Florida as the stick eludes Morris, comes right to Foster, though. Foster able to get it in front of the Florida bench. A bouncing puck is whacked into the offensive zone. Penalty expires, and Lake Effect has killed off the first man advantage. A rolling puck will come free to Morris. Morris is with Denny. Denny has the goal already. Centering feed goes off of a twig and is bounced around in front. Battling. Morris unable to get control, and back comes Florida. Oak checked as he rides to the outside. It'll be Shank in great support position there. Able to get control. Goes right between the legs. No icing as it went right between two Florida players at the blue line on the ice. Good wave off there. Denny up on the forecheck with Morris. Morris disrupting as Fowler gets in the play. Now we see a great back check there by Denny. I know it was something Coach was talking about yesterday as Florida gains the offensive zone. It'll be Bedoin in the corner as bodies fall down. Bedoin back to the puck. They'll bank it off the wall for Reichert. Reichert up the ice, just misses the stick of Fowler, and it ends up on net, so no ice. Fowler up on that forecheck. His forecheck forces the turnover to Reichert. They'll jump in. Oh, they're going to call that one offside. They missed one earlier, and I think they might have missed that one too. A close play there at the line. They're going to say Fowler's still in the zone, so we get a whistle. It'll be Castengay, flanked by McMahon and Fowler. Reynolds and Foster, the defensive. As up comes Florida into the offensive zone. Pulling up along the wall, defended expertly by Danny Foster. They battle, and now I think it's going to be a high stick here as Florida comes off the wall. May get 2 penalties. We got a high stick to call. Just one. Just one call to be 91. Castengay headed to the box. Lake Effect heads back to the box. We're 5 minutes in. And this will be the second power play for Florida. Lake Effect playing with fire here. Leading by a goal. The first shot of the game, a missile from Denny. Found the back of the cage, and since they've been shorthanded for the most part. As Foster will clear it, it's icing if it's far enough. And it is. I'll tell you a little bit about a few of these players right now. We've got RJ Farron on the ice, the Michigan boy, currently playing for the Little Caesars franchise. You can see that winged wheel on the side of the helmet and Pizza on the opposite side, the Caesars logo. He was taking the face-off there on the penalty kill. We'll go through some of the other players as well throughout the game. But a Fowlersville, Michigan kid playing for Lake Effect Elite as Florida sets things up and works the outside. Twisting with it is Reynolds defense. Lapsing back, Show able to pressure all the way up top, and it forces a dump off the boards. Can Foster clear? He couldn't. It's kept at the line. Danny Foster will battle, but inside edge comes Florida as they push one towards the cage. And a beautiful kick save on a redirected shot that was spun towards the net. Kicked all the way to the corner by the squish tender. Reynolds foul. Shot that. Couldn't quite clear as Florida possesses in the offensive zone here this whole time. Shot from the point. We saw that danger against NSHDA yesterday in the 7-7 tie where a number of deflected shots from the point got through. As Florida setting up this man advantage. It has been textbook on puck possession here and a couple good scoring chances. As Farron will get control and find So. So goes off the boards and he tracks it down. He's got a breakaway. Robbie So in, firing, and it's off the goaltender and to the corner. Great short-handed opportunity for So. 23 left on the man advantage as Denny picks off the puck. He'll drive it, firing, and just missing the outside post. A sneaky shot using the defender as a screen. And it missed the post by a couple inches. And he almost had another one. And now we get a dump in. It's icing if it's far enough. And they call it off. They call off icing. I don't know why they would have called that one off. Everybody at full strength now. So the centering feed comes through. It'll be Shank picking it off. Clearly got to the line, but no icing. It's Shank showing the wheels. Driving in with a shot that is stopped and kept out underneath the goaltender as he goes crashing in. The net comes off. The puck comes out. Everybody seems to be okay. So a great power move there by Shank down the wall. That's a tough boy. He hit that hard. You're going to bring the face-off outside of the zone, and Shank was the reason for the net coming off. Good call by the Minnesota-based official crew. And we've got a weird lineup there by Florida. 2 right wings lined up. Lake Effect wins the draw. Pass by Lee picked off, but it'll be dug right back out by Castengay. He'll get it into the offensive zone and a dump and chase. It'll be the chaser. As Florida tries to set things up behind their own net. They'll try the opposite side. Lee there to pick it off. Braden Lee. Finding. Faking the slap. Leaving it for Castengay. Back down low for Lee off from his skate. Right out in front. Nobody from Lake Effect could get a stick on that one. As Denny twists, turns, weaves, throws a backhander. What missed there? Denny putting on a show early in this one. That backhander kept out, but Lake Effect setting up now. 5-on-5 action. We haven't seen a ton of this as Reichert hauled down on the play. No call. It'll be Reichert getting right to the puck though. Carrying around behind. Got Lee at the point. Giving him the old beaver slap from the blue line as he drags it around one, gets the shot through. Castigate couldn't quite deflect it. He'll get beat to the boards and pinned against the wall. Back out through center. Leaving to the offensive zone. It's poked away by Reichert. He'll gather the puck. Good support by Shank. Allows Reichert some space. He'll get it to the red line, dumping it off the goaltender, and Morris in after. Morris up on the forecheck as a rolling puck is picked up and snapped out to the left wing side for Florida. Defended to the outside by Reichert. Great back pressure by Morris. He'll dislodge the puck in the center, and he's the one leading the rush to Fowler. Fowler to the blue line, dumps it in. Looking for Morris in front. A sneaky centering pass, dump and chase there. As it'll rip past Reynolds, no icing as Foster back to get it. And Foster stopping and starting in the corner, creating some space for himself. He'll go indirect off the boards, looking to ring McMahon. Man, up on the pressure, just hounding. That pressure forces a potential turnover here to Morris. As a slash, yes, what they got that one. A clear slashing the stick out of the hand of Morris, and he was carrying for the puck, and now Lake Effect will go to the man advantage. They'll deploy the man advantage. It'll be Caston, Gay, Farron, Shaw, Lee, and Bedoin. Bedoin, number 11. From Lake Effect, a Sylvania North Stars player. With the 2011. As the shot comes in down low off the pad, rebound pushed just wide by Self. Lake Effect doing a great job on face-off early in this one. They'll crash down the board, chipped by Lee, potential 2-on-1 short-handed. Bedoin defending. Back in, looking, winding, sending it cross. And the cross-ice pass gets through a 2-on-1 short-handed. Finds the back of the net, and we've got a tie game. Lake Effect getting caught there as it was chipped past the defense. And a 2-on-1, a beautiful feed right to the stick of the Florida forward. Squish, sprawling across, trying to make the save. Just couldn't get the glove to the puck. And we got a tie game. As Foster picks off the pass. He's hooked a bit on the play, but it will carry on. It'll be cashed into the offensive zone. He's bodied away from the puck as he'll follow up. All the way to the corner. He'll reverse looking for Farron. He'll come up the boards for Foster. Foster tied up, and we almost had a similar play occur. This time Farron on his horse, able to get back into the play. Picking up the puck. Driving in. Near side. All the way to the net. And he'll chip it up short side again, that blocker. Similar spot to where Denny scored earlier. This one with the Power Edge Pro power play. It'll be RJ Farron streaming down the near side, getting to the net and chipping one just up over the blocker's side, reestablishing that 1-goal lead for Lake Effect 2-1. As we battle, digging it out is Shank. We'll drive in, looking for the offense, all the way to the outside. Takes one way, goes down the other. Here's Morris with it to the middle. Short side shot again. I would expect them to keep trying that as he was able to get it to the forehand. But a nice save and cover there by the Florida Select netminders. Lake Effect will have another game later on today. There's the pressure in behind by Denny. Now Morris follows on. They'll rim it around. Reynolds crashing down the boards, able to keep it in along the wall. Florida counters with a chip up off the boards. Great back pressure by Shank. Morris will pick it up. Skate the stick back to Lee. Good job setting things up. He tries for the Reynolds. Good forecheck, gets a stick on it. And a rolling puck will be picked up by Florida Selects at center. Around one, Lee defending to the outside. Looking for some space. Back to the point. Shank bust by. He might have enough speed to get through. He's got Morris in the high slot. If not, he'll go to the backhand with a heavy shot. Save made. Rebound sent in and kicked away. Two stellar stops there by the Florida goaltender. As Denny wrists one towards the cage, it'll skip wide on the near side. It's cleared up and all the way down. Catches an edge and rolls, so Bedoin will get it the whole way back in his own end. Bearing in front of the squish tender, a rolling puck. Bedoin loses an edge, and Florida pulls the puck out. Danger here as the rolling puck is swatted out of the way by McMahon. Now Castengay with it. Driving in on an onside play. Gets turned around a bit. As a centering pass comes to Fowler. He tries to tee up the backhander. It's knocked away as he was releasing. He'll go off the boards to Foster for a heavy shot. Stick on puck block. And back comes Florida. A potential 2-on-1 again. As McMahon on the back check. Now it's a 2-on-2 as they weave in. Squish will make the save. Kicking it out. And a rebound. And another. The squish tender coming up big. And now Fowler screams back out through center. In front for Castengay. Castengay to the inside. Weaving through. Just couldn't get the puck to stick on his stick, but he'll get it back. It's like a yo-yo. It keeps coming back to him. In behind are the Selects. Picking up the puck and snapping it off to the outside. Bouncing puck will be gathered in by Lee as he looks to go right back the other way. It's off of a forward, but picked up by Lee. Winding, firing short side, and it just misses the cage down low. McMahon will battle. Lee in deep. Farron covering for him at the point, able to pick it up. He was in the middle of the line change. Play it over to Reynolds. Reynolds looking for Lee. Pick off. Down low. Twisting in front, and the squish tender gets there with it. And we're going to get a slash. Good. Send him off. Slashing the goalie well after the whistle, and he'll take a seat, and Lake Effect's going to head to the power play. As a goalie dad, I love it. Bush had it underneath. The kid took one whack at it as the whistle blew, and then a second whack, and that'll earn him a pair of minutes in the sin bin. And let's see if Lake Effect can capitalize again. Now, last time he gave up a shorty and got a power play goal. So they like to eliminate the first part of that if possible. It'll be Denny deep in the zone. Got one. They'll find Reichert as they set up the man advantage. Beautiful feet across the Farron. Come off of his stick. Right in front, shot hit, and it's kicked away. I want to say that was a Denny shot again. Third or fourth of the game. Robbie So on the press, now able to disrupt, and Reichert comes free with it. He'll drive in, looking cross for Farron. It's just a bit behind, but he'll gather it in the corner instead. Up to the point. Bedoin in front. Two guys there, a backhander by So goes off the top of the pipe. Denny with another shot. Rebound kicked away. So to the puck. Robbie So battling in the corner as Denny wedges it up the wall for Reichert. He just couldn't gather it in, but will do so at center as they change lines. Morris has it go between the legs. So will dump it in. Minute left on man advantage. Lake Effect looking to get another unit out there. It'll be Lee with the puck in his own end. Bring through center. Head up as he weaves in. Knocked down at the blue line, and the puck turned over to Florida. Pressure by Castengay. Justin Castengay takes it away. Comes out from behind. Has Foster on the opposite side. Couldn't quite get it through off of a stick, but Lee will get a shot that's blocked. They battle. It's Lee in the corner. Cross from Morris. Morris up the wall. Couldn't quite connect with Shank, who will regroup at center. Has it knocked away. Morris right there to take it back. Now Lee with the puck. Lee over to Castengay. Castengay will challenge to the outside. Fake the reverse and carry it all the way behind. They'll leave the reverse this time for a streaking Morris. Morris switching with Foster. Uses the body to protect. Drives into the middle. Tries to set up Shank on the outside. He stays right with the puck though as the horn sounds. Power play over for Lake Effect, and the end of period number one. Lake Effect leading 2-1. And we've seen some great back and forth action in this one. We'll be back for second period action after this brief commercial from Power Edge Pro. Wait up. So we'll switch sides. We'll line it back up. We'll get the second period action. On the ice, second period. Looks like we'll see Denny at center. Fowler and McMahon as well. The defense pair, Lee and Foster. Foster from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, actually up in the Meadville area of Pennsylvania. A Pittsburgh Penguins elite defenseman. See the familiar gold bucket. You're all so used to a City TV star many, many years now. Danny Foster in this one. As McMahon sounded from behind, he keeps control of the puck. Great puck possession there as he continues all the way to the corner. Just pounded by 2, 3, 4 guys. He'll ultimately get it off to the side for a heavy shot from Fowler that's kicked away. Banked off the boards, but kept in by Lee. Now to be Foster stepping up to chop at it. Gets it deep into the zone as they now try to stretch one, and they get it. They connect with it into the forehand backhand, and just too much of a move. As the squish tender came out and got the body a bit. And a one-time attempt by Fowler as it skitters to the corner. And the Florida bench, I think, wants a penalty on Squish. He was sprawling out to make a save, and the player ran into him. That would be a absolutely terrible call if they called that. I've certainly never seen that called in my life as Robbie So gets to the puck. He'll come in 2-on-2, joined by Castengay as he cuts to the middle. Castengay gets to the net, a heavy shot, down low, rebound there. Pushes right by Farron and chop back out in front. Where it's cleared by Florida. Job by Reynolds at the point to keep it. It'll be lofted up high by Farron to the corner. Castengay with it. Really direct off the boards to Riker with a fancy little move there to create space. He'll drive in. Shot. Rebound pushes wide by Farron. Lake Effect with a few chances here. As another shot. This one in front. Rebound there. And everybody, cool heads prevail as it's covered up in front. It'll be a face-off in the offensive zone here for Castengay. We mentioned he's from Alberta, Canada. The St. Alberta Raiders, I believe. Justin Castengay found his way on the score sheet a number of times as it's tossed around behind. Played for the Alberta Brick team. As he rips through it, the 2-on-1. He's got So looking, and it's Castengay firing one high, short side, just missing. And Florida's going to try to sneak another player by. They did it earlier, it worked. And now the Lake Effect D are going to have to be cautious of that. Nice breakout pass there by Lee. It's Farron in flight. Can he get an edge? He will. Drives in, tries to feed it across. Comes off a player right to So, and he's stick lifted from behind. And Florida counters again with a player way up front as they go crashing in. Squish tender knocked down behind the cage. as they just crashed in, and he gets bumps for. Are you kidding me? High-fiving each other for trucking the goalie. All right. Squish tender down behind the cage. And Squish is injured. The Squish tender down behind. Luckily, the Florida team got high fives for it before they realized the player was hurt. Looks like Squish might be coming out. Calabrese. The Cannoli going to step in for his partner. These two team up with the Pens Elite, and they are goalie partners, and they truly, truly love each other. So defensive zone draw here for Lake Effect. I'd also be distracted a bit, keeping an eye on my son, so my apologies. As a shot comes in from outside, knocked down out of the air by the glove of Reichert. He looks stung by it, perhaps, and back in comes Denny. He's been putting on a show, and there's that wrist shot, this one glove. Maybe Denny to take the face off. Alex Denny from the Ohio Blue Jackets. 2011. As Shank winds up, fires one just short side. I think it went off something before skipping wide of the cage. He's done it a couple times now, peeling off that wall with great chances. I feel like Lake Effect needs to bury one here. They've had a couple chances. As Denny pressures. Florida's going to be trying to spring players here, and here they do it again. They're running that stretch play to perfection. And it's picked up by Florida at their line. And they've gained the zone, driving in, looking, carrying it wide. Danny Foster with a great defensive play to give it out. Centering pass goes off of his stick, picked up by Lake Effect. They'll go off the boards to Denny. Denny tries to pull it around, will gather the puck and roll one in front to be swiped up by Morris. Can he get it towards the cage? He can't. Good defensive play there by Florida to pick it up. Find some space, and out through center come the Selects. They drive to the corner. It'll be Reynolds battling them. Like chokes up on his stick. I love that play. Shot comes in. The Cannoli kicks one out. Emerson Reynolds in the corner. As a shot comes in, it'll hit Castengay. He's hobbled a bit. Battle in the corner. It's Foster. He's supported well by Schenk. As Castengay is getting off the ice, he's got like one leg. Gets to the door. They're able to get him changed as the puck's still in the corner. Trying to center it off the back of the cage, picking it up himself. As Florida getting some pressure here. Reynolds to the corner. To the outside. Knocked down on the play. Fowler, and in comes Florida, winding, firing. And the Skinner's wide rebound. Sent in, and it gets through. So a bounce off of a defender, skips to the outside, and a shot from around the dot. As the Cannoli going from his left to his right, able to find the back of the cage and tie things at 2. Florida really stepping up the pressure there the last 4 or 5 minutes. Like the fact said earlier, they needed to get one there. They had a couple chances. Now they need to get right back on it. It'll be Denny to take the draw. Florida countering the early pressure from Lake Effect, and they've been sneaking players up on the stretch play. And it's forced back the Lake Effect defense. And their defense is excellent. And that's enabled a couple of odd man rushes. Here's another one. This one a 2-on-1. That across. And another goal. It's a 2-on-1 tally. And just like that, the Selects lead 3-2. So Florida storming back into this one. They were trailing by a goal 45 seconds ago, and now they lead by one. Excellent execution on 2-on-1s in this one. As here comes So to Ferry. And he'll pull it back into the neutral zone. They'll have to regroup. Putting on the Rich dance in that line. It'll be played back to Riker. Riker drives down the left wing side into the corner. There's another. There's that stretch play again. This one will result in an icing. They snuck somebody behind another time. It's tough because if they read it and back off, it gives them that blue line on the breakout. Whereas Lake Effect did a great job crashing down on those plays early in this game and getting a lot of zone time. Well, them flying a player out behind forces that D to back up, which either gives them a cleaner exit or it opens up that stretch play for those 2-on-1s and breakaways that we've seen. Nice takeaway there. It's in front and a heavy shot from Shank fought off. A rebound shot sent off the side of the net. Shank right to it though, no quit. Able to get it back to Lee. Lee with a fake. Drives into the middle. Lee battles. Banked off the boards. Here's Morris with it out of the corner. Got McMahon in front. Will feed it to him. That shot blocked. A great block there by Florida. Now there's an injured player on the Not sure who's down. Braden Lee. Braden Lee from Texas. I try to pronounce the name of the city, but I can't. It's outside of Dallas. He plays for the 2010 Dallas Stars Elite. I was on the Western Select Brick team. I believe he's making a move, though. Caesars machine is what I've been told. As the back pressure by Shank frees the puck up. It's taken it right back. Here come the Selects winding in. Sending one across. That's kept out by the defense. Taken back. And streaming up ice comes McMahon. His ability to just carry the puck forward is unheard of as Foster gets run into by a fresh guy off the bench. And it causes a bit of a cluster, and the shot fought off by the Cannoli. Near shot, good job, short side. I think it was a one-handed shot to that corner. Schenkel battle, pop the puck free. Oh, Schenk and McMahon just missed. 7:07 to play as Lake Effect trails by a goal, and it's no icing as it goes between the wickets of Foster. But Owen back to get it. Rimmed all the way up the ice, Fair at center to pick it up. He's joined by So and Fowler. He tries twice to pull it around. He'll chop it down the wall for Fowler, who picks it off the board. Fowler driving in with a heavy shot, tracked perfectly and held in the breadbasket of the Florida Select netminder. Bouncing puck picked up by Barron. It goes right between the legs of Stowe and come out the center. Barron right back on it. Silky play back to Riker. Back to Farron. Oh, crisscross here with Fowler. Come free for a one-time blast by Fowler that comes off. It's on goalie, spinning around. It's Lee Riker with it. Finding, firing off the iron. They've missed a couple yawning nets. That one catching pipe. That's Castengate. Steps off the bench, disrupting the play. Here's So. So with Riker. Riker. Oh, just has to bounce off his puck with So right there to it. Oh, rim it all the way around. Castengate. Good to see him back on the ice. As Fowler comes together with a Florida player. And now he's going to head off. Fowler heading off for a cross check here. He got tied up in behind. It was a good body play in behind the net. I think they got pushing and shoving, and Fowler took the last shove. And he'll be the one that get called. The way it goes. Right call. Let the physicality play. As a missile goes glove side. Looks like we're going to see the squish tender. He was checked on by the trainers, and he's going to come in. So a power play goal there by Flex makes it 4-2. Flexing that left leg, the squish tender. Goes back in, and in comes Castengate, weaving through, pushing one just wide. Come free Castengate. It bounces up off the wall, just past Lee. It's a potential 2-on-1. Morris on the back check, though. Benoino take the puck. Morris the pass is no wide, no fire, and it'll sail wide to the squish tender. And pick it by, here comes Lake Effect, and Morris just had to get caught up along the board. Another slack. This one a 3-on-1 now. As they'll weave it across. Great defensive play by Benoit. Lee pops it up the wall, but couldn't get it out. They'll drive right off the wall. Shouldering, I think it went off, squish his shoulder, and then the pipe in behind. As Florida sets things up. Castengate with it. For Lake Effect, they'll dump it all the way down. It'll be icing. So, Lake Effect looking to regroup here. Getting a couple more chances lately. They'll have a defensive zone draw, though it'll be Denny. And it's Shank and So on the wings. Looks like Foster, and I think that's Riker perhaps from the other defensive spot. It's Foster. Off the stick of So out the center. Tracking it, Shank on the forecheck. It'll be spun back to the blue line. About the puck goes over the stick of Foster. Sent up the wall to So. So driving in, looking. He'll wind and fire. It goes stick on deflection that's tracked perfectly by Shank to the corner. No battle there. He tries to wedge it into the middle. That's picked off, and back comes Florida. A bouncing puck is knocked out of the air, and it's a potential 2-on-1 here. And a great play from Foster to dislodge the puck. Riker go back. Knocked down on the play of Florida player, but they follow right on. Perfect support position there by Florida. As ultimately it'll come off of Foster. He'll get it out the center no further. It was put back in on the delayed offside. It is delayed offsides here. I love it. I love that rule. No ice on this one. They'll call it off, so we'll get to it. He stops and starts in the corner to create some space. Following on Shank. It's the port center. His feed comes off. Castengate just couldn't get it through. Back in Castengate. Winding, firing one just wide. Carried to the outside by Florida. They weave in on what will be an offside play. That'll come outside the Florida zone here. Just under 3 to play in the second. Lake Effect jumped out to a 2-1 lead, but it's been 3 unanswered by Florida, making a 4-2 game. I'd love to see Lake Effect get one here to end this period. Have a 1-goal game going into the third. We have another offside play here, and that one's going to come all the way down. An intentional offside call, so it'll be an offensive zone draw for Lake Effect. Lake Effect sponsored by Power Edge Pro. The black and gold, or the black and red and white uniforms, they're slick looking unis. Florida in their white with the gray. They'll stream up in front of their own bench, cutting to the middle, chipped away by Lee, picked up by Castillo. Joined by McMahon as they'll drop it to Morris. Morris around 1. Has it just knocked away, and back comes a 2-on-2. Lee and Reynolds defending as they'll crisscross. And Reynolds with the skate able to disrupt. It'll come free to McMahon, who gets it out the center, but no further. Good pick up there as they'll weave into the offensive zone comes Florida. Drop pass along the boards. Battle forward, Castigat coming away. He's potentially got McMahon. It just couldn't. It was just a terrible angle to make a pass. So he'll drive it in on his own here and send it in off of McMahon just wide. And he'll get there. Back to Bedoin at the point. His heavy shot blocked. But he tracks it right away and wedges it in front to the backhand. Goes Morris. He tries for the point. It'll come off with a stick to Bedoin. And Reichert will set things back up. And they'll gain the zone, but it's an offside play as McMahon hadn't quite cleared as Denny entered. See a face off here. It'll be Morris, Denny, and Shank. 76, Xander Shank from the Sylvania North side. We've seen his speed and shot throughout the weekend. And the centering pass comes in, winds, fires, and it's sent through the crease and just wide. Past the sprawled out leg of the squish tender. It's wedged up the wall by Bedoin. To Shank. Shank with a nice breakout pass. Hitting the trailer is Denny. Denny with speed. Uses the defender as a screen as he tries to get one through. Second attempt gets through, but it's off the pad, picked up by Florida. The selection lofted out the center. Bedoin there to intercept. And in comes Morris with speed. Head up, looking, weaving. Love the chin angle. Watch him skate with that head up high, seeing the ice. As Lee keeps it. And it'll be disrupted. Here's Shank. We just talked about him, and this time he rings one off the pipe. As Big Ben strikes 2. And I love it. The Florida goaltender giving his post a little love. Fleury-esque here in Minnesota, where he plays. Marc-Andre Fleury has a couple players come together in the corner heavily. It's leaving free to Shank for a wrister that's off the iron again. As Castengay weaves to the middle. The Lee with the heavy shot off of Shank. And they're trying to string him again. And that almost connected it. Florida doing a great job reading when the turnover is going to happen and getting that pass up as the player breaks up ice. We almost had another one. We'll get a minute worth of intermission here. Take a timeout. Lake Effect trailing by 2 here, 4-2. A couple of adjustments at the beginning of the game, but they hit more zone time. Just a couple little tweaks here and there.
You saw how hard a forecheck was when he started spun up.
Yeah.
Good to see school switched it back to the other.
Oh, I feel bad. You always feel bad when the goalie having a green pole.
Here we're back for third period action. We'll switch sides. The Lake Effect has some work to do, but they're up for it. This is what they came here to do. It'll be Caston Gay to start us out. Flanked by Farron and So up front. Reichert and Reynolds on the back end. Caston Gay gets the shot off the pad. Rebound there for Farron, sent all the way through. And just didn't find the back of the net as Caston Gay weaves to the middle with that heavy one that goes up and over the cage. That's Reichert. Carrying it in behind. Farron doing a good job covering there up top. I love the way he reads the game. RJ Farron. There's that fake. Has it just go off of the stick. Back comes Florida. It's a 3-on-2 unless Lake Effect can hustle. They'll get it to the outside. Defended by Reichert. Knocks out on the plays. He spins one towards the cage. It'll come out to the other side, and it's So there to clean it up. Reynolds now leading the rush. Love it. Got to step up here. Third period of a 2-goal game. Reynolds with a chop. Will cut in. Running over the goaltender, and we're going to get an interference call. Great. He cut right into the middle and just struck the goaltender in Lake Effect. Which has been a victim of a slash and got run into earlier, and now we'll take that interference call, but Lake Effect will get the power play. Lee Denny take the faceoff. He wins it cleanly again, looking to set it up. Benoit on the wall. Denny there. In front for McMahon. Has it go off of a stick. We shanked the first one. You saw that explosive speed from Shank. Denny back to the puck. Up top for Benoit. Cross for Lee. Lee's got a hammer of a shot. He sends it in, and it catches the paraphernalia and is held on to great body position there by the goaltender to be square to that shot, able to track it into the midsection and hold on to it. Excellent work. A So heavy shot kicked away. Back comes Florida. Short-handed. They had one earlier. And a great defensive play there. Breaking things up was Benoit, and they'll still get the shot through. And there's the squish tender out on top of that crease to make a save and hold on. Minute 23 of power play time here on the interference call on Florida. Lake Effect needs one here. Great face-off win there cleanly by Florida. It'll be Reichert in the corner for Lake Effect. This thing with it will bring it around behind to Foster. Foster. Good read by Florida. Better read by Foster to control that. And now we'll find Farron. Good job by Foster. I have to turn that over. Farron driving in as it just knocked off the stick out the center. It'll be Reichert picking it up. They'll snap it off to the outside. It's So gaining the offensive zone, leaving for Castinger. Castinger reversing to Foster. Foster around one. Sends it across off of a defender. It's picked up by Reichert. Switching with Farron. Again, a great read by RJ Farron, who hammers one towards the cage. Did he have to register that weapon to gain the state of Minnesota? What a shot. It'll be flicked all the way out the center. The rolling puck will come down. No icing. So we'll pick it up. 21 left on the man advantage as Foster has it go off of his stick. It'll be picked up by Florida inside their own end. This may kill the power play. What's remaining of it? Caston gave him a place takeaway. They'll get control in the corner. So they do have a couple seconds left here. Fakes the outside, weaves to the middle, and his shot blocked by the shoulder. Excellent depth there by the goaltender, getting that shoulder save out on top of the crease. Rolling puck, sent off the boards and out the center. Reichert back to defend. Stick handling in a phone booth there as Morris gains control. He'll go in onside. 2-on-3 develops, and the puck knocked off Castonguay's stick. He's got Reynolds at the point. He'll find. What a sauce pass. A little bit of Alfredo there from Castonguay. Boys from Alberta Alberta's known more for its beef than its Italian, but that was a heck of a play by Castonguay. Alberta beef, something I still want to try. Never tried it. Get stretch troops on for Lake Effect. It'll be Lee up top. Fowler, it's like Lee and Bedoin. Fowler, Denny, and McMahon. McMahon, Minnesota boy. Forest Lake, Minnesota. So he doesn't have nearly as far to drive as everybody else. Or fly. But Fowler weaves in. Onside winding it and firing. What a glove hand stop there by the goaltender. As Fowler putting on the ridge, getting to the inside for a heavy shot. It's gloved. What a save. That was gone for the corner. As Florida sets it up behind their cage. Rolling puck will come out the center, picked up by Lee. Lee has it taken away, and in comes Florida, 1-0. And the squish under there to make the save, forces it up over. But Florida right back to it. Man, back deep to take it away. Love it. Go around one. It's a bulldog. I love the way the kid protects it. Florida back into the Lake Effect zone. As a rolling puck comes free, it's centered in front. And there he is for a count. On the backside. Excellent play. They ended up with a 2-on-0 that developed out of it as it got poked off of the stick as it went in behind and just feeding it across to a wide open player right at the top of the crease for a little tap in, and an excellent play there. Good puck movement. And Florida extends the lead here 5-2 with 10:20 to play. Ricketts with the puck. We'll go over to Foster. Foster turns with it. Knocked down on the play, and right there's Florida to gain control. They'll send it all the way across. It goes off of a defensive skate. Florida to it. They'll get control. Shot comes in. Nice block, and Reichert will battle. They'll get hit up high, so it looks like Florida or Lake Effect going back to the power play. A cross check, the call. And Castonguay to take the faceoff. Flanked by So and Farron. It's Lee and Reichert up top. They try to get one back. A heavy shot. There it is. So driving right to the middle on the power play as a rebound picked it up on the backhand and say it ain't so. And they've cut it back to 2. Power play ends. 9:51 to go. 2-goal game. We Castonguay with it into the zone. That took 5 seconds off the power play. And Reynolds making a play at the line to keep it in, but just couldn't connect on the pass. Back comes Florida. 3-on-2 developing. Lee will keep him to the outside. They'll feed it across. And he's wide open at the corner. To tap it back through. Another backdoor feed leading to a goal. We see great passing there. But now they make it a 3-goal game again as we see quick goals in succession. 6-3 the score. The show comes away with it. Lake Effect trying to come right back. Working to the point. Lead it in for Riker. Riker. Step around him, but stays with the puck. He'll find Castigay, who goes to the backhand and tucks it in. So it's 6-4 now. Castigay able to pull it around to the backhand and finish. So back to a 2-goal lead. What a play there at the point to keep the puck in. And when they got it down in front of the net, Castigay was all alone to just make a move. Good poke by Lee. They'll gather the puck in. Now driving offensive. Go around one in. Winding, firing, and a glove save. He knew it, too. He went over and said it. That's Castigay. Knocks it towards the net. Going to the boards to get it. Battling there. Pulling it off the wall. We've seen it a couple of times. He's just a heavy kid with just power. Able to peel off that wall and get scoring chances. Trying to keep up with the goal scoring here of the announcements. Good luck. It'll be McMahon to take the draw. Lee around one to the half wall for Morris. Morris battling there. It'll be taken away by Florida. They come physical 3-on-2, broken up by Foster. Here comes Shank in onside. Oh, just couldn't get the shot off, but it'll stay with him. Finally taken away by Florida, and Shank on the back pressure. Gets the stick into the hands. It'll be a hook. So with 8:34 to play, it'll be a shorthanded period here for Lake Effect, but it's been back and forth. I wouldn't count out another shorthanded opportunity here. They'll be active. I can guarantee that. I think Morris set to take the faceoff. Referee having a conversation with the two players lined up along the board. He'll drop the puck. One to the corner for Riker. Around for McMahon. McMahon carrying through up the right. And the puck will end up in the Florida bench. This is far from over, folks. 8:18 to play. Lake Effect trailing by a pair. On the PK. A lot of momentum to be had from penalty kills. A bit of a unique lineup there as they put a defenseman way out to the outside. He wasn't actually a defenseman. It was one of their forwards trying to spring him. But Florida now comes right down Main Street, weaving through a couple of defenders before it's knocked away at the last second. That's behind, trying to set up the man advantage. They down along the half. Deeper to the corner. They're out in front as they play reversal. Up top to the point. Work the half ball, peeling off there. Into the middle for a shot, gloved out of the air by the Squish tender. They'll hold on to that with 1:08 left on the PK. We'll get 4 fresh penalty killers. It looks like it'll be Reynolds and Fowler with Lee and it might be Denny. Yes. Our feet all the way across as they go backside and taken away by Denny. He'll fly up the ice through the neutral zone, joined by Fowler. He'll dump it in off the goaltender, who ramps it to the corner. Good play. Fowler, the first one to it. Stay in the battle as Denny comes away with the puck. Or Bishop poked that by Lee. Here's Denny at his own end. They'll go right up that same side. What a lead there. Getting it all the way out. Will it have enough? Does he have a pitching wedge to check up? They're going to say no as he's slow skating it. I think I would have still maybe called that one an ice, but they're going to give it to Lake Effect. Reichert will dump it in. 10 left on the man advantage for Florida. Can Lake Effect gain some from this? Momentum. They control behind the net. So, he was looking for Foster. He went all the way past him to the changing player off the bench. I think it's Farron. His pass up high, picked off offside there, but no call, and it's good for Lake Effect anyway. As here comes Farron. Weaving down, cutting to the middle, shooting it short side, and able to get it off the blocker. And hold on. What another big-time stop by the Florida goaltender. They tested that short side again where they snuck the first two in. Farron had one of them. Caston again on the face-off, taken by Florida. Hard up the left. Dump it around in behind. It'll be Lee back to get it. Turned around Bavadoin. Going to Farron. Farron to So. So joined by Lee. I think we're going to see this a lot this season. Here comes So. His shot goes off the goalie and finds the back of the net. Hit the goaltender, hit the defender crashing back, and rolls over the line. And so, how many is that, Robbie? So, a pair has made it a one-goal game with 5:44 to play. Back comes Florida, poked away by Lee. Not once, but twice. 3 times the charm for Lee as he gets it out the center. He gets cast again. He's got Farron with him. It's a potential 2-on-0. He'll feed it across, and he gives it a taparoo. Just tapping it. Happy it's RJ Farron tying the game at 6. Justin Castagay with a beautiful feed on a 2-on-0. And 15 seconds after the last goal, they've tied it up at 6. It's like Denny to take the face. It's poked by. It's a potential 2-on-1 here. A great sliding save from Reichert. Then Squash gets to the rebound and kicks it away. Another shot coming from in front. This one off Bush. Rebound kicked out. Cleared by Morris. 2 big saves at this end. Can Lake Effect do something at the other? As they'll fire it all the way across for Shank. A rolling puck picked up by Florida, and back they come. Driving through center into the middle. Knocked away by Lee, gathered in by Morris, and picked up by Denny. Denny up the outside. Gets us half a step. Goes it to the middle, takes a shot, looking 5-hole. It'll be Foster with a drive from the point. Blockered away. Denny to the rebound, shoots it in. It'll be cleared away by Florida off the block. 4.5 to go. Pass picked off by Lee. Good delay there to stay on sides as he drives in. Forehand, backhand, in front off the stick of McMahon and just wide. Florida tries to get, I think it's LeCavier who free up the ice. See the stretch again. Been super successful with it. There's Shank. Shank tied up. Castagay there in support, pulls it out. And a big assist on that tying goal so far. Lee will keep it. Oh, I thought he caught it, kept it at the line. They will say no, sir. Just comes out over the blue line, swinging offside play. 3:52 to go. This one tied at 6. Lee with the puck over to Bedoy. Off of Farron and deep. Poke pass So to the half wall. Farron there to disrupt. Now So on the forecheck. Goes off the back of the net. Caston gets a stick to it. It'll disrupt it enough for him to pull the puck away. Justin Castigale, leave it for Lee. Lee tried to center one. Couldn't quite connect. And we So right to it to keep it at the line. Now Castigale along the half wall. Farron in battling. Looking free to Castigale. On his backhand as he twists it to the forehand, deflects it for So there with a backhander. That's kicked away. What a save. Good, aggressive, athletic save there by the Florida goalie. Bedoy with the shot. That bounces around and just goes over the stick of Castigale. And back comes Florida. Lee back to defend. As a shot comes in, the squish tender there to catch it in the midsection and hold off. 2:48 to play. Well, they pulled the goal. I think they need a win. I don't think a tie does it. For Lake Effect. Let's hope they don't have to worry about it and they get one here soon. And it might be. Here's Shank breaking free on a breakaway. In onside, going forehand. Save, rebound off the goalie. Picked up, wrapped around, and knocked off the stick. What an opportunity. Back comes Florida as we go back and forth here. Riker defends the corner, be supported perfectly by Shank. Up the wall for McMahon. Into the middle, here comes Denny. Denny opens the scoring 15 seconds in. Now with 2 minutes left, he's in the same spot, just working and battling along the board. McMahon. Shank as well in there. As it pops, 3, Florida gets control. Danny with the back pressure, turning it back the other way. From off of Riker to gather the puck in. But a rolling puck picked up by Florida. They'll step in. Foster there with the twig to disrupt. Lost it out to center McMahon. Centering feet will find Castigale as he drives in. Tries to go between the wickets, but it's counterattacked. Here comes Florida. No further than Bedoy, who sends it to Robbie So. So now Lee up for Farron, just has it in the legs, but Lee will follow on. Chopping at it, but it's countered. Financial numbers here for Florida as they leave it to the outside, and Lee able to get there with the puck. They'll carry it up through center. Onside as he weaves through. As it knocked away to the corner, but Castigale right there to pick it up. Last minute of play. They did pull the goalie. Empty net for Lake Effect in a tie game because they need the win. McMahon will drive in. His shot off the side of the cage. Picked up by Florida. And they'll spring a player up and it goes off the stick. Lee will be back to pick it up for Lake Effect. 30 seconds left. Up off the board, there's Castigale. He's got Barrett in the middle. He'll find him and it just rolls between the legs. Castigale with the back pressure. So picks it up. He'll drive in, finding Farron. Heavy shot off the side of the cage. Gutsy call here by the coach. I talked about it. They need the W, not a tie. But Owen with a shot. With 9.7 to play. Riker with an absolute piss missile to the corner of the net. And Lake Effect is alive. They've come storming back, trailing 6-4 in the third period, and they've just taken a 7-6 lead with the goalie pulled in the tie game. Their third goal with the goalie pulled. As Shank wedges it out the center. There's 3 seconds left. 2, 1. And they've done it. Lake Effect storming back to win this one 7-6. What a game. Holy cow. Oh. All right, so now they get HD Engine tonight at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern. Join us here, City TV. We'll see the handshake lines here. Oh.